Ladies and gentlemen, today we found the only brand new Newell coach on the market. This is a 2024 Newell coach 1777, and we found the legend Phil Cornelius. How you doing, sir?
Oh, welcome to windy Oklahoma.
What is the story, sir?
Well, this turned out to be a real surprise. I had a customer that went ahead and bought a show coach that was on the line, one of the coaches that Amber had designed, but he had a special purpose in mind for it. So he painted it completely black. It was going to give them the ability to do a wrap if they wanted to. Circumstances sometimes change. There were some health reasons that he was not able to go ahead and use the coach, so he went ahead and paid for it. It's never left the lot other than to come out here and do the video. He consigned it back to us. It's available with a full Newell coach warranty. We've done a couple of all black coaches and they really turn out very sleek.
Yeah, very classy. Almost looks like it would belong to the Secret Service or a royal family or something like that.
Sure.
I do love those beautiful paint designs coming through the paint shop with Ryan and Tim and the guys. Some folks can really appreciate just a simple, clean design, but the interior of this coach, they went way over the top.
Oh, she's an absolutely beautiful coach. Can't wait to show it to you.
Phil, you've been in the motorhome industry since I was in diapers, so I'm gonna learn. So every time I hang out with you, I learn something new. You want to show us around this coach? And
sure, we'll take a look at the exterior and then go ahead and go inside.
Sounds good. Yeah, the Cummins X15, this is the leading horsepower in the industry that I'm aware of. Why does Newell coach choose to use this power plant?
We've done all the research. As you know, we used to use the Caterpillar. Caterpillar stopped building engines for on-highway use. Cummins owns the motorhome industry. They provide excellent support, not just to us, but to our customers as well. Cummins even has a coach care program where they have facilities that cater to motorhome owners. You don't have that capability in bus conversions that use commercial buses and convert them into motorhomes. There's not the same pursuit for the RV owner.
Yeah, and on Newell Coach's website, there is a list of authorized service centers. I believe that's going to be for the Cummins engine and then also for the house side, those service centers, or what are those?
Yes, they'll actually do some of they'll work on generators, and depending on the service center, they will do whatever they feel they're capable of doing on the house side. We also have servicing dealers around the country that we work with. Say if it's an air conditioning issue, we know the people that are good at that. If it's a mechanical issue, obviously you're going to go to a Cummins or Allison dealer. A heavy truck shop, if there were problems with brakes or some of the components of the axles, you don't see that very often. But
yeah, and we've talked about it in previous videos. Newell Coach has a 24/7 customer service hotline, not only to the original owner of the coach, but for the lifetime of the coach, regardless of how many owners. What is that hotline and what does that entail?
Yes, they can call our main number, and if it's after hours, they can talk to an actual service representative from Newell. They'll go through the call center first. They will establish what your coach number is, what your problem is, and then they will have someone call you within 20 minutes, unless it's an emergency, and it would be quicker.
Yeah, well, and that is an emergency service hotline as well, so
right.
You can always call the service center during normal business hours.
Absolutely.
And I always like to mention how friendly the folks are at Newell Coach in the service center when you do need to make that phone call. Let's keep taking a closer look at this coach. I know we have a 25,000 pound towing capacity here, leader in the Class A industry that I'm aware of.
Yes, it is. That's for the guys that are pulling the big trailers and putting all their toys on board. Then we have an adapter that adapts it down to a hitch that will allow you to just tow your regular tow vehicle as well. The Cummins engine, it's unbeatable. We were talking about service earlier. Cummins has some I believe it's 3,700 service facilities in North America, whereas Volvo has somewhere around 400. The service is unbeatable for the Cummins engine, especially for this industry, for the motorhome owner.
And I love how Newell Coach finishes it out with all the chrome dressings.
Sure.
We got a sneak preview of Mark Martin's coach coming through the factory. He's got it all dressed out.
Yep.
We did a quick video on that last time we were here. If you haven't already seen that, worth checking out, but still nice and dressed up. But what all's going on back here?
Well, again, and one of the things I do continually like to point out is the amount of space to work in the Newell. We build from the ground up, so we're not basically trying to fit a box to a chassis. We're able to make it to where it's easily serviceable. You've got some other features in here. You've got the air hose that can go all the way to the front tires and back. There's a multiplier humidifier on where you can double the pressure and really get enough pressure to air up the tires. Down below you'll see where we've got the hookups for the air, but also for the pressure washer. We've got the ability to plug the hose in there if you want to spray back here. We've also got another outlet on the very front of the coach. Access to the pressure washer is here. And then we have the hose on the reel, so you can unroll it, hook it up at either end. And we've also got the deionized water on board so that you can have a spot-free rinse whenever you're done. I've been down in California for 3 months and coming back, hitting those bugs again. It'd have been nice. I had an older one that didn't have the pressure washer. It sure would have been nice to be able to knock those bugs off with the pressure washer.
Yes, sir.
Fuse panel for the chassis. You got your rear engine start here, then the deionized water switch so that you can turn on the deionized water, the water pressure switch here, compartment light so that if you're needing to get in here at night. Obviously the fire extinguisher. We use the power pulse system on the chassis batteries as well as the house batteries. That system keeps the batteries from sulfating so fast. It's been known to double their life.
How long has Newell Coach been using the power pulse system?
I think it's back in the early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
When they started. It was before my time at Newell. They saw immediate results, went ahead and used it. One of our customers actually referred us to them. He owned a trucking company that ran refrigerated trucks, and he was burning up batteries pretty quick. This company came to him, did some testing, and it was obvious that it was beneficial to the life of the battery.
Now, as we go through these bays, I heard that there's a couple new features for 2024 on the bay doors.
Yeah, we'll get to one up there in the storage bays.
But in 22, I think they removed the flipper handles and just added these buttons.
Just added the buttons. Before I open it up, here is a camera. This is a fuel door. We have a camera on this side and a camera on the other side. Helps us guys with bifocals when we're pulling up to the fuel pump. We can just look at the camera and see when we've centered with the fuel pump. Very easy again to open up the door. Some people ask us why we have the fuel tank behind the door. There's a couple of reasons. Aesthetically, it looks so much better. You don't get the fuel that comes off dripping down the side of the coach or inside the little well. You don't have interruption in the lines when you do have a paint job, and people can't access it to try to siphon fuel out of it.
A little windy out here today. It looks like this bib is flopping around, but what is the purpose of these bibs here? Is that just to keep the drip off that beautiful stainless?
We've actually got a place here so that the fuel can go down and come out if it were to drip. Your DEF is extremely corrosive. It doesn't bother the stainless because we can just clean it up, but it does help to have this bib and keep it off the stainless.
I'm going to help you open these doors real quick because I like to just show off how quickly we can open these up. Just the press of that button.
You're pretty good at that.
Yeah, very effortless, very industrial and robust, completely different than a lot of the production motor homes that we see. What's different about the Newell Coach bay doors?
Well, you can see they're all metal. The prefab doors that you see on some of the other product, it's very, very lightweight. It's sometimes flimsy. These are extremely sturdy. They're all metal. Got insulation in them as well.
Talking about industrial, there's that industrial style Headhunter Mach 5 water pump.
Right, you've got two water pumps. You've got the 110 volt Headhunter that is your main pump, but you also have an auxiliary backup pump as well, a 12 volt. Look how easily accessible all of the plumbing and all of the valves are for maintenance. If you need to access the tanks, you can. We also have the manifold system on the back side. Can see back there.
All that braided wire.
The braided stainless steel lines for the water. So
if you look at the back side of the manifold systems of some of the other motorhomes, it's not going to be those braided stainless steel lines. It's going to be like plastic PEX pieces. So a lot of value in that.
We've got heat inside the bay as well. Some of our customers do like to enjoy winter sports, and so they'll go skiing or snowmobiling, and we've got the ability to keep the water bay warm.
What are the holding tank capacities in this?
142 gallons for the fresh water, 142 gallons for the wastewater. We combine the wastewater so that you get a better flush, you don't have buildup of solids, and you're able to enjoy the full capacity of your waste tank.
There's even a garbage disposal in the kitchen here if you want to chop up vegetables or whatnot, put them into that waste tank.
It'll come into that waste tank as well. We offer different finishes. You see some of the brushed aluminum. This is the carbon fiber. This matches the outside and the inside.
Real nice look on this. Now, this is something that we don't see in any other motorhomes.
That's right.
You've got this huge system in this bay.
What you've got here is the cooling system for the generator. We have a 20 kW diesel generator. It's on airbags up there in the front. And a lot of generators come with a built-on radiator. It's not a very big cooling system, so your ambient temperature drops and it'll lock up on you if it gets too hot. What we do is we provide a larger radiator and a huge cooling fan that pulls air in through the side of the coach and then blows it down. The coolant is pumped from the front all the way back here, cooled, and then back to the generator.
And I'm seeing another feature that's near and dear to my heart.
Oh yeah.
The DI water cartridges.
That's right.
When you go to wash a big 45-foot black motorhome like this, you want to have those. You don't even want to attempt to wash a black coach without DI filters.
Yep.
It makes washing this coach so much easier that once you've used DI water, you'll never go back. And another little thing that I have not seen in previous Newell coaches, it's got the TDS monitor, which is total dissolved solvents. It's showing zeros right here. That's what you're looking for. So as those cartridges start to wear out and you start to see that number go up, I would switch those filters out when it shows 20 parts per million on that TDS meter there. And that's, I come from that industry.
Yeah, I was going to say, you act like you know something about that stuff.
I've washed 1 or 2 coaches in my day. Yes, sir.
You also have a built-in vacuum cleaner with ability to put a hose back out here, but also on the inside.
Yeah, so that's the central vac. So if you want to vacuum out your car, or you have some toys you want to vacuum out, you can just hook that up and keep everything clean outside.
Absolutely. We've got an extension for the dump hose if you need it, but the 20 feet that we provide is plenty.
And those of you that wonder how I ended up getting hooked up with Newell Coach, I actually, when I was washing RVs professionally, made a video washing a coach for one of your really good customers that's bought, I don't even, probably
he's bought a lot of coaches from me over the years.
Bill's a very good guy. They saw the video of me washing a Newell coach, how I got my foot in the door with you guys. So they say that opportunity is disguised in the form of hard work, and that's a true story, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and we're glad you did.
Definitely thankful for Newell Coach and all the support for the channel. But what's going on in this next bay up here?
All right, we've got a new feature that we just started putting in the storage bays. What I'm able to do is just come up with the door open and hit one button without having to reach inside or operate with the remote control. On a lot of our coaches in the past, we've had a much taller wall around the storage bay, but we've gone ahead and cut that down. Easier to get things in and out while still having some protection to keep things from falling off the edge.
Yeah, and here's some of those goodies that come with it. That central vac hose, so if you want to vacuum some stuff, extra power washer hose, and I always show off. This is an expensive power washer wand. You cannot find this at a Home Depot or a big box store. This is an industrial grade piece of equipment, and we're going to see lots more of that as we go through this coach. That button just makes it so much easier. But what's all this stuff going on here in this?
Well, we provide goodies with all of our coaches. Here is a parts box with adapters. You've got belts, filters, cable connections, additional water hose. We've got a long parts list here of all the accessories that one might need to get started. I always like to have spares.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't matter what it is. If you can have a spare belt, that's going to ensure that you don't ever have a problem on the road if you have a spare.
Yeah, definitely not. But the great thing about Newell coaches is they do have that service hotline. So if for some reason you do need to switch something out, you do have those folks that will help walk you through that.
They'll walk you through it, or your representative through it if you're at a service facility that maybe they haven't worked on a Newell, but they're talented.
Yep.
We'll work with them.
And I've heard that over and over, you know, even technicians that call in to Newell Coach just rave about how friendly everybody is. Everyone's in good spirits. You don't ever get any attitude. Just a class act organization all the way around. And all the little stuff they think of like this. Now, what would something like this be used for?
What that's used for, this is actually a dumbbell. We don't have a hookup here, but when you drop your hose into the hole, this is going to allow you to hold it steady. We don't have a hole, so it's not able to do that.
And one of the big pluses of that is if you have guys washing your coaches and they're walking around out here scrubbing, sometimes they can trip over their sewer hoses.
Yep.
And if that knife valve isn't closed, that could create a mess. Right. I don't know how I know about that.
I can't imagine that you would know about that. We've got 2 points of shutting it off. One at the tank with the the electric dump valves, and then you have a knife valve here. So if there is any kind of residual, which there always is going to be, you've got it contained.
The Newell coach build process is unlike any other motorhome in the market. You've been around, you've worked for all the big players in the game. Now, what's some of the stuff that Newell coach does with the construction and the build that separates them from everybody else?
There's a lot of things that are different and, in my opinion, superior to what you can get in some of the other product. Our walls are all metal, and it's not thin metal. We've shown you the thickness of the metal. You've got a tremendous amount of structural integrity in the side walls as well. You've got those bows that serve as studs, if you will, in the wall that are about a foot apart instead of 2 feet or 2.5 feet. Instead of cutting out insulation and gluing it in, we're blowing it in and letting it expand, which also provides some structural integrity. And then to top it off, on the interior wall, instead of just a 1/8 inch piece of Luan that's with contact glue, we actually take a 5/8 inch piece of plywood, screw it to the metal frame, so that becomes part of the structural integrity as well. And then the way the coach is actually put together, instead of just using screws with cleats on the furniture, we're actually riveting to the walls and the floor and to the ceiling. All that contributes to the structural integrity. Of course, it's a much higher level of quality. There's some other things, and we'll talk about that when we get inside, that differentiate us from the rest.
I got to point out chrome wheels too.
Oh yeah.
Really complement that metallic black, and then the chrome mirrors. Just a stunning coach while it's going down the road.
Here is access to some other important areas. You've got 2 air compressors. Obviously, there's a lot of pneumatic demand on the coach. We've got air pocket doors. We've got the air seals in the slides, and the entry door uses air. So we've got 2 compressors. You can switch those. We can exercise them from one to the other. And if one were to have a problem, you'd have a backup. The fire suppression system for the generator and the extinguishers located in this bay as well. This is also lighted.
It's a little bright outside, so we can't really see, but if you do need at nighttime, we can brighten that up. Windshield wiper reservoir as well.
I want to point out how easy it is to access this stuff. Because we build from the ground up, we can build it to be enjoyed by the consumer, but also easily serviced by our people, or anybody else for that matter. Here is the generator. It's a 20 kW diesel generator. It's on airbags. The ability to control the pressure in the airbags is here. Fuel primer, you can do a remote start out here as well as on the inside, obviously. It's a Yanmar engine. They use those 24/7 over in the oil fields in the Middle East. Martin is the generator company.
These big labels that Newell coach, these plaques that Newell coach puts in here to label everything. You know exactly what PSI to set your airbags at. You know exactly how many quarts of oil it needs when you service this generator. So all those little details make for a better experience for the end user. When that air pressure is set right on those airbags, that generator is not going to be rattling and creating all that noise. It's just going to give a much better experience for the end user, all those little details.
You also have a nozzle up here for the pressure washer as well to get those bugs off.
It's summertime. Those bugs are going to be coming out soon.
All right, well, again, you have your 2 storage bays. Same feature. On the edge of the door, we're able to just push a button, have the tray come out.
Yeah, that's a big step up.
Little things make the big difference.
So now all your customers that have a 22, they got to trade in for a 24 now?
That's right.
Yes,
that's
sir.
right. Your 2 storage bays, they go all the way across, and as you can see, you operate the slides from either direction. Now, this is our electronics bay. It's got more than just electronics. We've got this removable box. A lot of people will put their tools in here.
So I always like to show this off. If you need to get into this bay and work on these components, this is set up that you could just slide in here real easily. This does hold up to 300 pounds. So there's some big boys working in that shop here in Oklahoma. Can handle all of that weight. And then you've got the N1 system in here. What all is going on in here, sir?
Well, yeah, you've got the new N1 system that Spider Controls developed with us. You've got your inverters in the back, air system for the slides, more breakers down here and some in the back. I like to point out is this system is all in one place as compared to having modules all over the coach or hidden behind walls or that kind of thing. It's all right here.
Yeah, now Newell coach has been using the N1 system over a year, going on 2 years now.
About 2 years now.
How have the owners been responding?
They really like it. We like it. It helps us with our servicing. Eliminated a lot of the tactical light switches that we have inside. You're able to just look at the screen and determine what the problem is, and then even reset it from the screen, either here or inside. You don't have to come out and change fuses anymore.
And that technology's been around for quite some time now, so it's definitely proven technology.
Sure,
so.
it was around long before we started using. That's one of the things we like to come out with the latest and greatest, but we also know there's times that you need to pause and see how it's working elsewhere before you start putting it on your coach. Here we have the other side of our water bay. This is the TV, and you can bring that TV to any spot that you want.
Nice dust cover there.
Yeah.
Well, and the nice thing about this too is we've got the big awnings that you can bring out so that you're not getting a glare on a sunny day.
Sure.
And then you can adjust that TV.
You'll see access to the Aqua Hot. We're using the 675D, not the smaller one that you'll often see in the industry. We're using the larger one that has industrial grade parts, more capacity.
What's the reason for needing a more industrial Aqua Hot system?
Anytime you have parts that are able to last longer, it's going to help the system last longer. You're able to recover the hot water more often. Here you've got another exterior dump, so that not many people need to dump on this side, but if there ever was a situation that you needed to, you could actually dump your holding tank from this side. That's one thing that hose that we saw on the other side is for, in case you ever did need to. You also have a sound bar for the TV out here as well.
Continuing with that theme of being able to dump on both sides, you've got that diesel fuel on both sides. And how big is the diesel fuel holding capacity?
It's 200 gallons. You've got our 8D batteries. You've got 3 deep and 2 high. So you've got 6 8D house batteries. They also have the power pulse system that we discussed earlier. It gives you a much longer life on the batteries. You've got these quick disconnects as well. They're on a slide out tray, so they're easy to change out if you need to. At least the first owner never sees new batteries.
Now, we just got a chance to ask Amber in interior design about the interior of this coach.
Right.
She's really excited about it. I'm excited to show everybody this. Real quick, I want to talk about this turning radius on this coach, because when we were pulling this coach in here, it was just pivoting, really turning on a dime. Why does Newell coach have such a tight turning radius?
We're partners with ZF, and they provide the axles and the rear steering as part of that. When you turn that steering wheel 5 degrees, this rear wheel is going to start turning the opposite direction, so that you're going to have the ability to make that tight turn. But the ZF front axle has also got a tight turning angle as well. I believe they can turn in 37 feet.
Wow.
But I'll have to confirm that. That's changed through the years a little bit.
But some of these resorts, you know, Motor Coach Country Club, when there's a lot of golf cart traffic, just makes life a little bit easier, get in and out of these resorts.
I struggled when I first started working for Newell. At a company I worked for before, I kind of knew how much I needed to turn the steering wheel to get into the spot, and I'd have to do it 2 or 3 times to actually get in. And with the Newell, I would try to turn it that same amount, and I kept overshooting it because it turned so much tighter than what the other products do.
How long has Newell coach been using the active steer tag axle?
You'll see some 2004 models, for sure 2005 and newer. They started using the rear steerable tag. Another feature is the continuous damping control.
Yes, sir.
That we've talked about in the past. We're the only ones in the industry that have that. Allows for a much more stable ride, and you can even control whether you want to be in comfort or performance, depending on if you're just on the highway or if you're hitting some switchbacks in the mountains. ZF provides that system just like they do on the Mercedes-Benz, BMW, some of the big trucks over in Europe, and the double-decker buses that need far more stability. We've got that on our coach. As far as I know, no one else in the industry has it.
All right, Phil, I think the folks want to see inside of this coach. You think we can take them on a tour?
Absolutely, we'll do that.
Sounds good. Phil, this is a really special coach, Newell Coach 1777. I had heard that this was going to originally be a show coach, but then it got snagged up. What exactly happened, and how did this end up?
Well, we had a buyer that really wanted the coach by a certain time. He had a specific purpose in mind for the coach, so we allowed him to go ahead and purchase this coach if he left the interior as Amber had designed it. He did get a chance to change the exterior, obviously, to the all black.
And we've talked about it in other videos that every time Newell coach does a show coach, they try to pull out all of their tricks and really try to show everything off that they're capable of doing. Is there some stuff that we've never seen before in this coach?
There's probably a few things. You have probably seen the waterfall countertops before. This also has a 17-foot 4-inch slide. There's some things about that are different that I'll show you here shortly.
There's a lot of living space in the salon of this coach. I mean, this does not feel like we're in a motorhome at all. all. With the longer slide room, I believe there's an additional bearing for that weight right here.
That gives it additional support. It's underneath here, and what will happen as the slides come in, this will actually collapse in. This part of it down here, this will fold down, just like our other bearing covers. But what we did in this case, to create more counter space, we went ahead and brought the bearing cover up to the countertop level. So now you've got more counter space to work with, even though you have that bearing cover.
Really a cool look and a beautiful solid surface that they use for this countertop. Do you know what type of material that is?
Yeah, this is quartz, just like we've used in a lot of our product. We've got quartz in the bathroom as well, but it's a different variety.
We had a chance to take this for a test drive. We're going to do a separate video for the test drive, but do you want to show us the cockpit here? I like how they brought the diamond stitching up on the dash, but what all is going on up here?
Yeah, you can see this diamond pattern with stitching. Also have it over here above the glove box. A lot of people don't realize we actually have a real glove box.
Oh yeah, look at that. Nice little spot to store extra keys or whatnot. But I like this diamond pattern. It almost seems like it's a little bit bigger diamond pattern following Mercedes-Benz. I saw they expanded that diamond pattern as well.
And then we incorporate some of the stitching that you've seen with the Newell logo on the headrest, and then you still have the diamond pattern in the center of the seats as well. Then the carbon fiber dash that complements the design and the stitching. Here you have the infotainment center that we've been able to demonstrate in the past. You've got your mirror controls here. All these different camera angles, you can decide which one you want. Let's say the right side. Feel we're in the warehouse right now, so
it's a little dark in here.
Yeah,
we did show that off on the test drive video as well.
Whenever you hit the icon at the bottom, it'll come up in the center, and then you can change the infotainment center camera screen to anything you want.
Oh yeah, there's the interior. It's such a clear camera, and you can see all of us hanging out up front here. So this is really cool. So you can toggle any of these cameras on this screen to the triple screens up here.
To the center one.
Oh, just to the center one.
These two will always be down the sides of the coach.
Okay. One other cool thing I noticed when we were doing the test drive, you turned on the turn signal and that camera on whatever side you were going to popped up on your main screen. Nice. And then it's got the 360 camera as well.
Yeah, you can even put the 360 image up here, and if you needed to flip this back to something different, you could do that and have the 360 up here stay.
Nice. Yeah, that'll definitely make it much easier parking at resorts, and you're able to see all the obstacles.
Yeah, sometimes you get in some pretty tight situations or tight turns, and it's good to be able to have these different views.
Yeah, now you also were showing us on the test drive that depending on the height of the driver, you're able to adjust the screen here?
Yes. Use the dial over here, go into settings, hit the screen position, rotate the knob either direction. So if I'm a tall guy, I'm going to want it down low. If I'm a bit shorter, it'll be up higher so that you can see through the steering wheel wherever you have it positioned.
Lots of little comfort features for the driver of this coach, and we went a little more into that in the test drive video. But what all is going on back in the coach here?
Amber and Sydney did a fantastic job again. They just I don't see how they come up with all the different variety of designs that just really turn out fantastic each time.
They're always bringing their A game on the show coaches, because this is the one that they want to show off to everybody. And
we're going to get orders off of this, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So all the cool details like this, different material on the ceiling. I don't think we've seen much of that. Is that a newer material?
Well, it's actually, I believe that's a Kim metal, which we've used, but they have a lot of designs in different colors. And of course, this one matched the design that they chose. The indirect lighting bounces off of that as well.
Talking about lighting, really cool lights going on in this coach.
The thing of it is, it can look cool, but it needs to function in our coach as well, because this is going down the road. Sometimes you got to be careful that you don't choose something that looks good but can't handle the movement. This turned out really nice.
Now, do you know how many lights are in this Newell coach?
There's no telling. With LED, there's so much more capability now. We have the blinds down, but you do have the accent lights around the window, the spots throughout the coach.
You've got underneath lighting, you've got the RGB belt lighting, the lighting on the front end of the coach from the exterior, and then in the interior of the coach, when we open up the cabinets, you can see how well lit, and it looks like some cool show decor is in this coach. Not quite staged yet, but a lot of storage in this coach. What's going on for storage?
You've got the upper cabinet storage in the galley. Again, this is a 17-foot 4-inch slide, normally anywhere from 14 to 15 feet. So you've got more storage space in the slide. So we've got the wine cooler here, storage down below the sink, storage below the dishwasher,
Well, 3 knocks and that'll unlock.
3 knocks. Storage above the dishwasher. You've got your trash pail there. You've got storage above that.
Pots and pans. I love how Newell coach finishes out the silverware drawers. Now this is a show coach, so it looks like you've got the flatware already set up.
Yes.
But if I recall, when the new owner of this coach purchases it, they can kind of custom design that drawer however they want that silverware drawer.
People bring in their own ideas, or they bring in their own set of flatware that maybe has different size utensils, and we'll custom design something for them as well.
I think Newell likes to say yes to their customers.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any custom designs that Newell can't do?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sure
Yes,
there
sir.
is. And if it's not safe or it's really going to create problems for the end user, we'll let them know. In the end, the customer gets to decide.
Well, they're cutting your paycheck, so you want to keep them happy.
That's right. That's right.
Newell coach has built over pushing on 1,700 coaches. This is coach 1777, but I know the 1300s, they didn't use that number. Coming on 1,700 coaches, a lot of learning lessons, and to my knowledge, I don't know of anybody else in the Highline motor coach industry that's built and sold that many, $1 million+ motorhomes over the last 50 years. Is there anyone else?
Not that I'm aware of. Like you've alluded to earlier, I've worked for different companies that were all at the high end of their particular market. Newell has by far built more of the high end coaches.
A lot of experience and a lot of lessons learned building all of those coaches. So does this sofa turn into sleeping at all?
Yes, it does. You've got a mattress inside. This sofa design also allows you to have
a power footrest. I like it.
So you can sit up and you don't have to lay down to relax.
Well, and that beautiful diamond stitching, that larger diamond pattern. And then I believe they call this the blade ottoman.
They do. And it's also got storage inside of it.
Coming across the salon here, these are some really cool, sleek looking kind of European style design. Sorry, I have to try it out.
Go ahead.
It just looks so comfortable. And then these nice little pillows. I don't even want to touch anything in here. But now, does this recline out as well?
It does. It does. Go ahead and pull it out a little bit.
I'm learning this on the fly here.
Yeah, there you go. Now just push back.
Oh, wow. Oh, super comfortable. Phil, if you just want to show them the rest of the coach, I'll take a nap here. But I probably should not be taking a nap in this. This is not my chair, not my coach.
That's fairly recent furniture that we've been getting. We have 2 or 3 different vendors that we use.
Well, it doesn't look like a motorhome style. It's a almost a European, very high-end style. And then also, too, this little sliding kind of driver's console that can be used, for a cup holder for the driver, and then a little bit of storage as well. And Newell coach has been using those driver's consoles for decades.
And on this floor plan, it works perfect because it serves as an end table for the 2 chairs. You can see the storage in here, and then you've got dividers that you can put in different places to give you more
if you wanted to
individual
put bottles or different stuff in there.
Well, and then on this side, you have more storage for wine bottles.
As you were poking your head back there, I just got a closer look of this waterfall backsplash, and it's almost kind of hidden, which is a really classy look, because a lot of times, they want to really show off that waterfall backsplash because that's the latest and greatest. It's kind of cut here, just giving it that cool look, just a different design we haven't seen before, I don't think.
Well, and part of that is because we have made this part of the countertop now. As we discussed earlier, this is going to retract when we pull the slide out in. More storage inside here that we normally don't have. And
we didn't mention also the Newell coach wine glass and cocktail glasses. And then I always like to point this out, these little weights that hold them in place so that they won't rattle while they're going down the road. You've got the pull-out pantry that's actually inside the slide rather than in the hallway. Now, coming across from the galley, let's take a seat at this booth just to show everyone for size. We're 2 big guys. Yep. Can sit comfortable, and we could even sit 4 comfortably. You could. And this is a beautiful surface for this table, but could this slide out if we had more guests? Yes, you can. Actually, I'll show you. I'm pretty heavy. Am I okay to sit on this? You're fine. It's not stressing the motors out or anything? Nope. Easy peasy, and that just shows how robust the Newell coach build is, that I'm sitting on the booth while it's sliding out, and it doesn't, a couple 100 pounds is not making it even work harder, huh? Not a problem. We'll see this when we go to the back, but the inserts that match the back and the seat, those are underneath the bed. So you'd bring those in, put those in here, and we also have a pedestal
with a leaf that matches the tabletop.
So 6 people, maybe even
Or
7 if you...
Yeah, 4 people here, 2 there, 2 on the sofa.
And then there's also a TV here inside the slide out. I really like that. What's all the audio video in this coach?
You've got a TV here, and then you've got the main one at the very front. This works well if you're going down the road, if you have passengers that want to watch TV, you've got in-motion capability.
Now I've got to ask, does this have one of the most popular options we've been seeing on the Newell coach, the big projector with the outside projector?
Because it's a show coach, we're going to build it different than the last show coach. And some people prefer just to have the TV. You also eliminate the cabinet that covers up part of your window. The sconce lights on all the locations give it a more symmetrical look.
Now entertaining, can the front chairs turn around?
Sure, you could, as we've already discussed, you've got plenty of seating for a lot of people, but you can also turn those chairs around.
Yeah, let's
that driver and passenger chair.
And is it pretty difficult, or how quickly?
No, it's no problem at all. You pull it up, and that's the passenger side.
Easy like Sunday morning there.
Yeah, and then you can put it back if you want to. Okay,
so a couple more movements. You've got to adjust the steering wheel and the seat belt on the captain's chair, but that is an air ride seat. But wow, this is comfortable.
Yeah, and again, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can have 10 people in here if you wanted. And with the 30-inch slides on each side, you've got plenty of room to move around as well.
Yeah, a lot of living space, and when we turn these captain's chairs around, again, it does not feel anything like a motorhome. It's really like a luxury condo in here.
Right.
What type of flooring is in this coach? Is it heated floors?
It's heated floors throughout. Anytime we have a solid floor, it's going to be heated. In this particular model, you can see that we've used the 24 by 48-inch tiles. They're a little larger than what you'd normally see. It is a porcelain. As we get into the bathroom, they'll change the design, but it's also heated as well. Yeah, I just noticed that I'm feeling a little cooler because I must have bumped the fan switch for the seat. I'll go ahead and turn that off.
Okay, yeah, it was making a little noise over there. I was wondering what that fan was. Yeah. That'll keep you nice and cool on a hot day. So a lot of value in that with this perforated leather. Talking back about the floors, not only beautiful floors, but these accent rugs, really a cool look. Is that something that Newell Coach does in-house, or?
No, we order that out. Amber and Sydney take care of ordering all these materials. Now we do make the pillows in the house, and then we'll order some of the other, the bedspreads. A lot of the accent pieces we'll order, and some of them we'll do ourselves. It's also great that we have flat floor slides on all of our slides so that you could actually enjoy a large rug like that. The other advantage to the flat floor slides is that without the step up, you're gaining more cabinet space. We've got the ceiling height. I can actually stand inside of the slide. If I were taller, I wouldn't be hitting the roof.
Yeah, leading headroom in the Class A industry. And I think the last time I hung out with Phil, he brought a tape measure, and we went through and measured the height of the slide rooms, the cabinets. So if you want to see all those measurements, I'll leave a link to that video in the description below that we did with Phil, really going through and measuring everything. And I think now different RV shoppers are showing up at your competitors with tape measures.
Right. No, it's definitely a benefit. With us building from the ground up, we're not restricted by another chassis or a bus shell.
Because I'm excited about this. Such a cool texture, just unlike anything we've ever seen, where a little different now with an accent wall rather than a painting.
Yes, the last few we've done, we've got a tremendous amount of good response. It just softens it up. You can change the look of it with whatever texture you've got back there.
Well, and the lighting too, you know, it's got this accent lighting here, where like if we want to turn the lights down at night and just have that accent wall just to give it that nice vibe.
It would pop out a lot more.
Yes, sir. And then also too, I'm noticing squared walls. And another really cool texture on this wall. I don't even know how to describe that texture, but it's different than the texture we're seeing on the cabinets over here. Really cool two-tone.
Well, what we've been able to do is we'll make the bulkheads and some of the solid walls one color, and then we'll use a contrasting color for the cabinetry.
Yeah, it really breaks it up, giving it a nice look.
Sometimes if you use one color throughout, if it's not the right laminate, it can look washed out. And in here, we're able to break it up to where you don't have that feeling at all.
Definitely not a motorhome feeling.
We've got pocket doors for both of the bathrooms as well as the entrance into the bedroom. You can see here Mid-bath.
Yeah, and this mid-bathroom is on another level. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. So this wall here, and when we got here to Newell Coach this morning, Phil was questioning the design team about what is the surface. How is this a tile? Because it doesn't appear like it's a tile, but they confirmed
it is.
It's a tile.
They confirmed it was a tile, and just you've got a texture to it. The light hits it in a certain way that it doesn't look too dark.
Yeah, then you've got the underlit quartz countertop that really ties it together, and we're not seeing very many colors in this bathroom. We've got the light floors, the dark wall, it's only one color on the wall, and then the light countertop with the dark cabinets.
Sure.
Really blends together well.
And people, this is the type of design where people can bring in whatever color they want. If they wanted a deep red, they could bring in some decor that would do that. You've got the green over here. It's neutral enough that they could bring in their own colors.
Yeah, maybe some orange or yellow or blue. Really a beautiful look in this coach. And then all the lighting here just glowing down on that wall.
It's really nice too that you don't have to have all these other bright lights on. If you just turn the accent lighting, it gives it enough light to get through the coach.
If this were my coach at nighttime, I'd have the countertop lights on,
sure,
and then the accent wall lights, and I'd be happy camper.
Oh yeah. Back behind here, you've got storage as well. I always like to point out all the storage that Newell offers because it's quite a bit different than what you'll see in the rest of the market.
Yeah, well, and it's deeper and taller as well here. You've got probably 30 to 36 inches of height, and then maybe 6 to 8 inches deep, and adjustable shelving here, so definitely a good space there as well. Coming out of the mid-bath, this accent door going into the bedroom actually matches the accent wall we saw out here in the salon.
Sure does. Sure does. Beautiful hardware included on the refrigerator, as well as the wine cooler that we saw. Ice maker. I really like the monogram because the ice maker is right here at waist level.
Yeah, easy.
You're not having to reach down and find it.
No bending over.
Yeah, and then you've got a deep freeze here. You could put more ice in here, but it's got a tray that can be moved back and forth as well. I just came from a trip and had one and loaded it up. You can really put a lot of stuff in here. As we're walking into the bedroom, we'll go ahead and mention again the built-in vacuum. You've got the ability to use a hose or just sweep it into the vacuum itself.
So is that tied into the same central vac that we saw outside in the bays?
Yes.
Where you vacuum your car, all that?
Same one. I believe we saw the hoses down in the bay.
Yes, sir. Now, Phil, this is a bedroom setup.
Oh, sure.
For a king and queen back here. Bed size, it's such a large bedroom. Is this a full king size bed? I can't tell.
We call it a junior king. It's 66 by 78 inches. We taper the edges so that whenever you're walking around the bed, you've got more space than you would if you had a hard corner there. We also can extend it. It'll be longer, but when you're traveling, it's always retracted so that you've got room to walk around the bed even with the slides in. Yeah, here you can see the storage that you have underneath.
Yeah, here's that extra dinette back, the two-tone with that cream-colored piping. Even, the dinette cushions are so high-end.
Some people will put the cushions down below if they're not going to use them very much. Some people leave them at home. You've got a great deal of storage here, and this one we went ahead and put in a safe, so you've got the safe as well.
Now, we've been talking about all the storage in this coach. What type of storage are we looking at here in the bedroom?
Well, you've got more closets here as well as closets that we'll see in the bathroom, but we've also got overhead storage.
You want to open it all up?
Yeah, let's open it all up and show what all we got. Well, we both had a workout there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, all kinds of little spots to put stuff. I love the big overhead compartment, but you still have a lot of room above your bed. Great spot for throw pillows. I do see outlets there, some of your components. Is there a spot to store a CPAP machine in this coach?
We can create that for the customer. This one doesn't have the storage on the sides, but sometimes we'll take drawer area like this, run a place for the hose in the front of the drawer.
And little customizations like that can be done if someone is a serious
Sure, yeah, we can do that after the fact through our service department.
And you have countertop space on both sides of the bed.
You do, with electrical outlets on both sides, and of course light controls on both sides as well. You actually have the iPad that will allow you to operate the coach management system.
Yeah, so we can, go through lighting, shades, temperature, climate control, put the slide rooms out. look at all the different cameras. I mean, look, there's an interior camera. Look at how beautiful, even on a screen, the front end of that coach is. Trailer cam, I mean, this has got cameras all over it. So you can lay in bed, look at your cameras, you know, if you hear a little noise outdoors or something, you know, just pull your iPad up and see what's going on out there. Yeah. Yeah, and then more storage here.
Yeah, you've got hanging storage here. Notice the lights on the hanging rod.
Yes, sir.
In both of them. So you've got plenty of light to see what's in your closet.
Big, deep drawers, and again, that lighting, I don't know where the light is coming from, but when these open up, the light is shining down so you can see what's in those drawers. And then I like this, the long hanging space for a dress or a race car suit. And then, of course, that subwoofer down in the closet, kind of hidden away. And then we've got 3 Gallo acoustic speakers just in this part of the coach above that TV.
And then you've got the speakers back here, so you've got the full surround sound.
5 Anthony Gallo acoustic speakers and a subwoofer.
We forgot about this storage. Look at there.
Oh, every little nook and every little cranny. So much storage in this coach, such a nice livability. And again, those accent walls like we saw, and that accent door, another accent wall over here, but really huge rear master bathrooms. One of the biggest highlights out of this coach. You want to show them in the back?
Let's take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got to check this out.
One of the things to point out, a lot of our coaches have a floor plan where the step up is going from the bedroom into the bathroom. We've pushed everything forward, so we were able to move that step up back here, which gives even more headroom in the bathroom where the shower is and where the vanity is.
So much space in this room. And again, that underlit, is that an agate or a quartz countertop?
This is quartz. It's a quartz countertop.
And then the flooring on this coach, it's almost like a symmetrical pattern on the tile, and it's more of a matte finish than a high gloss. So if you're getting out of the shower, you're not going to slip on the high gloss floors. You can kind of feel that texture even with my socks on right now.
Absolutely.
And I have not seen this tile in a Newell coach yet. Do you know?
I have not seen it until now. We've had the same design, but it was in a polished look. But this is the first time I've seen it with the texture.
Can you give us a shower test? That looks like a huge shower.
Yeah, you've got plenty of space in here. Then we have the shower caddy.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest shower heads where you just kind of stand in the middle of the shower and have that huge shower head, and then a second shower head as well.
Yep.
Multiple side shower heads, and such a cool drain, the way they hide that drain in with the tile. Beautiful tiles that match the rest of the coach and tie everything together. Just a stunning design. All right, Phil, I know there's a lot more storage in this bathroom here.
We've got more storage in the bathroom. With it being a larger bathroom, we've got the ability to put more storage back here. Got a little place for brushes and combs and other utensils. You got storage doors here, here, and here.
And then beautiful two-tone cabinets. In that first storage, you open up a little laundry hamper. We all need a spot to put the dirty clothes.
Absolutely.
I like that. And then I like that they broke it up in the bathroom where you have the darker cabinets around the vanity, and then back here it switched that lighter color. What's all going on in the back of the coach?
Well, you've got your washer and dryer units. This is the ASCO front loader, and then you also have storage down below for all of your soap and fabric softener and what have you. And it's nice to be able to shove these doors back. You can just leave this open all the time if you wanted. A lot of times with front loaders, it's good to let it ventilate for a little while too.
Yes, sir.
After you've used it.
Yeah, and a lot of mirrors in this bathroom here. When you're getting ready, you're going to be able to see yourself from every angle.
That's right. You've got that. Now down below here, you've got more storage drawers.
Lots of storage.
Closet space over here, closet space here. And the closet actually goes all the way back here. In the Newell, we don't have any emission controls or DPF filters or anything that are taking up 4 square feet of space. It's all usable space. Every inch counts in a motorhome.
Absolutely, and then that extra dinette leaf for that dinette as well.
Yep.
There's another thing that I see in the Newell coaches that I don't see anybody else doing. A lifetime goal of mine, not the bidet toilet, that would be cool,
yeah,
but the heated heated towel bar.
Heated towel bars.
I've never gotten out of a shower and had a warm towel from a heated towel bar, but that's a life goal right there.
There you go.
Is that an option in every Newell coach, or is that something standard?
It's an option. I'm seeing them more in the coaches that we build, so just about every one of them that I've seen lately gets them.
And then the bidet toilet's a pretty popular option as well.
That's pretty, the blooming toilet is there. I think you have the remote control over here. Yeah, so you don't have to reach around or...
Remote control toilet, that's when you know you've made it in life, ladies and gentlemen.
And then more storage above the toilet as well.
And then I like how they finished out behind the head, just to finish everything off and give it a nice look, that veneer that matches the cabinets there.
Right.
And the tile behind the heated towel bar that matches the floors. Every square inch of this coach has a high-end finish.
It does. I keep saying it, but I'm just amazed at how they're able to come up with so many new ideas for interiors that just knock it out of the park every time.
This is it. This is the latest and greatest. So somebody's got to lead the way, right?
That's right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Phil, it has been an absolute honor to get an inside look at Newell Coach 1777, an absolute masterpiece. Now, this is a rare occasion that this coach is available. If someone is a serious and qualified buyer, who can they get a hold of?
You can call me at 541-953-3113 or email me at philc@newellcoach.com. As of this moment, it's available. If you're interested, I would suggest that you hurry because we do not have another show coach available.
Brand new coaches at this level do not last on the market long.
They don't, especially one that looks like this. This is just absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely a showpiece, an absolute honor. Phil, I greatly appreciate you and the team at Newell Coach.
Yes,
my pleasure.
Andrew.
Also appreciate all of you out there on YouTube subscribing to the channel and liking these videos. I hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.